Have you ever felt a strange, unexplained sensation in your body and wondered if it was something serious? The truth is, certain warning signs should never be ignored because they could mean your body's running out of time. When doctors see these symptoms, they know that something life-threatening could be just around the corner. In this video, we're going to talk about 6 warning signs that doctors say could mean the end is near. These symptoms may seem harmless at first, but if you experience them, they could be telling you something very important about your health. From sudden fatigue that won't go away to a deep, sharp pain in your chest, each of these signals is your body's way of crying out for help. Stay with me until the end because this information could literally save your life. By knowing these warning signs and acting quickly, you can take control of your health before it's too late. Number 1. Unexplained extreme fatigue. Fatigue is something we all know well. I recall a time when my friend Margaret, a vibrant woman in her late 70s, used to wake up each morning with a spark in her eyes, ready for a day of gardening and community gatherings. Over time, however, she began to feel a weariness that no amount of rest or her favorite cup of coffee could cure. She found herself struggling to get out of bed, and even the simplest tasks like watering her beloved rose bushes felt overwhelming. Unexplained extreme fatigue isn't just about feeling a bit tired after a long day. It's a deeper, persistent exhaustion that lingers even after a full night's sleep. Research shows that chronic fatigue can be linked to a range of conditions, from heart disease and kidney problems to more serious illnesses like advanced cancer. Statistics from the National Institutes of Health indicate that nearly 10% of older adults experience fatigue that interferes with daily life. This isn't something that should be brushed aside as just old age or a passing phase. When you feel that overwhelming fatigue, it might be your body's way of signaling that something is off balance. Think about the days when you could take long walks in the park without feeling winded, or when dancing at family reunions was a joyful experience rather than a strenuous challenge. Those days of robust energy can serve as a benchmark for how you used to feel. Can you remember a time when you felt full of energy, even on a busy day? What activity brought you that spark of vitality, and how did it make you feel? Number 2. Sudden and severe chest pain or pressure. I'd like you to picture a moment from your past, a moment when you were holding the hand of someone you love, feeling secure and cherished. Now imagine if that comforting sensation was interrupted by a sudden, sharp pain in your chest, a pain that spread like ripples in a still pond. Such a jolt can be alarming and might even feel like a betrayal by your own body. Sudden and severe chest pain is a signal that should never be ignored. It may present as a crushing, squeezing sensation or an intense pressure that radiates to your arm, neck, jaw, or even your back. Many of us have heard stories about heart attacks, those moments that come without warning. Medical experts warn that these symptoms could indicate an impending heart attack or a condition called aortic dissection, which is a tear in the large blood vessel branching off the heart. According to the American Heart Association, about 805,000 Americans suffer a heart attack each year, and early detection can make all the difference in survival. Consider the case of John, a retired school teacher who loved playing with his grandchildren. One afternoon, while at a family picnic, he felt a sudden, intense pressure in his chest. Initially dismissing it as mere indigestion, he soon realized that the pain was not subsiding. Thankfully, he sought help immediately, and what could have been a tragedy turned into a story of survival and caution. Remember, your heart is the engine of your life. When it sends out distress signals like these, listen closely and seek help without delay. Do you have a memory of a moment when you had to quickly take care of yourself or someone else during a health scare? What did that experience teach you about paying attention to your body's signals? If you're still here with me, type 2 in the comments to let me know you're finding this information helpful. Number 3, difficulty breathing or shortness of breath. Breathe in deeply for a moment. Imagine the crisp air of a fall morning as you take in the scent of fresh leaves and wood smoke. For many of us, breathing is the most natural act, something we rarely think about until it becomes difficult. However, sudden difficulty in breathing or shortness of breath can be a harbinger of something more serious. There was a gentle soul in our community, Evelyn, who always had a story to share about her childhood adventures. One day, while enjoying a quiet moment reading in her favorite armchair, she suddenly found it hard to catch her breath. It was as if the air had become thinner, and every inhalation felt like a struggle. This symptom, especially when occurring without physical exertion, can be linked to critical conditions like pulmonary embolism, a blood clot in the lungs, or congestive heart failure, where the heart struggles to pump blood effectively. Studies show that around 6.2 million adults in the United States experience some form of respiratory distress each year. This difficulty in breathing might also be a silent indicator of a heart attack, one that doesn't always come with the classic crushing chest pain. It might instead appear as nausea, cold sweats, and an overwhelming sense of fatigue. For those of us who have lived through many seasons, these moments remind us of how precious and fragile life truly is. When you notice these signs, please take a moment to stop, sit down, and breathe slowly. It's a call to take your health seriously. Have you ever experienced a moment when you suddenly felt short of breath during an otherwise calm day? What did that experience teach you about the importance of taking a pause and listening to your body? Number 4, drastic and unexplained weight loss. One of the more subtle signals our bodies can send is unintentional weight loss. I recall a dear friend, Samuel, who prided himself on his hearty appetite and love for homemade meals. Over time, his clothes began to fit looser, and his once robust frame started to dwindle without any deliberate change in his eating habits. It was a quiet alarm that something was amiss. Drastic and unexplained weight loss is not something to be celebrated, even if it might seem like a welcome change to some. When the body starts shedding pounds without an intentional effort, it could be fighting off serious health issues such as cancer, severe metabolic disorders, undiagnosed diabetes, or heart failure. Medical research suggests that unintentional weight loss, particularly a loss of more than 5% of your body weight over a short period, should be evaluated by a healthcare professional as soon as possible. The change might be gradual, almost imperceptible at first, yet significant enough to affect your energy levels and overall health. Many older adults notice that their once favorite clothes no longer fit as they used to, or that family members comment on their thinning appearance. These are gentle nudges from your body to seek medical advice and take proactive steps. In moments like these, it can be comforting to reflect on the life lessons from the elderly that remind us to cherish our health and be mindful of the small changes that can have a big impact. Can you recall a time when you noticed a change in your body, perhaps a shift in weight or energy levels, that led you to make a small but meaningful change in your lifestyle? How did that moment influence your view on self-care? If you're still here with me, type 4 in the comments to let me know you're finding this information helpful. Number 5, confusion, disorientation, or sudden personality changes. There's something unsettling about feeling like your own mind is slipping away. If you or someone you love suddenly starts forgetting things, getting easily confused, or acting differently without explanation, it could be a sign that something serious is happening inside the brain. Doctors warn that rapid mental decline, especially when it comes on out of nowhere, can be a sign of a stroke, brain infection, or even an advanced neurological disease. A stroke, for example, can cause sudden confusion, slurred speech, or an inability to recognize familiar people and places. Some people experience a brief episode where they seem off, and then minutes or hours later, they are completely fine. This could be a transient ischemic attack, a warning that something more serious might be on the way. Infections can trigger sudden disorientation, especially in older adults. If someone suddenly seems distant, agitated, or struggles with a normal conversation, it might not be just old age. Infections can spread rapidly through the body, affecting the brain and causing delirium, a state of confusion that can appear overnight. There's also the possibility of Alzheimer's or other forms of dementia. While these conditions typically develop over time, some people experience a sharp decline all at once, losing track of time, forgetting recent events, or struggling with basic tasks that used to be second nature. One of the biggest mistakes people make is assuming that sudden confusion is normal for aging. It's not. When the brain starts malfunctioning quickly, it's often because of an underlying medical condition, one that could be deadly if left untreated. So, if you notice sudden changes in memory, behavior, or awareness, seek medical attention immediately, whether it's a stroke, an infection, or something else. Acting fast can make all the difference because when it comes to brain health, every second counts. Think back to a time when you shared a funny or touching story with someone and realized, perhaps for a brief moment, that words were slipping away. What did that moment teach you about the importance of cherishing every memory? Number 6, severe and persistent abdominal pain. A stomach ache might not seem like a big deal, but when the pain is deep, sharp, or refuses to go away, it could be something far more dangerous than simple indigestion. Doctors warn that severe abdominal pain, especially if it comes on suddenly or lasts for hours, can be a sign that something inside your body is breaking down. One of the most critical concerns is a ruptured abdominal aortic aneurysm, where a weakened section of the aorta, the body's main artery, bursts, causing internal bleeding that can turn fatal within minutes. The pain is often described as a deep, unrelenting sensation in the stomach, lower back, or sides, sometimes pulsing with every heartbeat. If this happens, immediate emergency care is the only thing that can save your life. Another life-threatening cause of severe abdominal pain is an intestinal blockage or ischemia, when blood flow to the intestines is suddenly cut off. This can happen due to a twisted bowel, a dangerous clot, or even advanced cancer. If your stomach feels swollen, hard, or tender to the touch, especially if you haven't had normal bowel movements for a while, it's a red flag. Then there's pancreatitis, an inflammation of the pancreas that can cause intense pain in the upper abdomen, sometimes radiating to the back. It can come on suddenly and worsen after eating, making even simple meals unbearable. This condition can quickly escalate, leading to serious complications like organ failure if ignored. Some people also experience gallbladder attacks, which cause sharp, stabbing pain under the ribs, often triggered by fatty foods. Many mistake this for acid reflux or gas, but when the gallbladder becomes inflamed or blocked by stones, it can cause life-threatening infections. So, what should you do if you ever feel an unexplained, persistent, or excruciating pain in your abdomen? Don't wait. Get medical attention immediately, especially if it's accompanied by fever, vomiting, or sudden weakness. Some conditions require surgery, and delaying care could make all the difference between recovery and a much worse outcome. Do you remember a time when you or someone you love faced a sudden health scare, and that experience led to a deeper appreciation for life's simple moments? What did that experience teach you about the value of timely care? If you're still here with me, type 6 in the comments to let me know you're finding this information helpful. Final thoughts. If you've made it this far, you understand that our bodies whisper their warnings long before any real crisis arrives. It's much like the gentle reminders of nature, the rustling leaves, the slow-setting sun, that tell us to slow down and take notice. Recognizing these signs and acting on them is one of the greatest life lessons from the elderly. Listen to your body, and don't let fear keep you from taking care of yourself. We've talked about 6 key signs that might indicate your body is in distress, whether it's sudden chest pain, unexplained weight loss, shortness of breath, confusion, or severe abdominal pain. These aren't things to dismiss lightly. Think of them as gentle nudges, much like a dear friend offering advice. Please, take a moment and listen to what your body is trying to tell you. In my many years, I've learned that it's always wiser to check in with a trusted doctor than to wait until something truly serious happens. As we grow older, one of our biggest challenges is accepting that our health may change in the blink of an eye. But here's the comforting truth. Being informed and proactive is a powerful gift. It means you have the ability to safeguard your well-being and to make choices that enrich your life rather than diminish it. You don't need to live in fear. Instead, let awareness guide you to a life filled with love, wisdom, and continued joy. Now, I'd love to learn from you. Have you or someone you care about ever noticed one of these warning signs? What did that moment teach you about the importance of caring for yourself? Please share your experiences and insights in the comments. Your story might be the light that helps someone else see the way to timely help and compassion. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Remember to like, subscribe, and share, as your support helps us continue creating content that not only informs, but also inspires and connects us all. As you reflect on these words, let me leave you with a favorite proverb that has carried many through life's seasons. The longest journey you will ever take is the 18 inches from your head to your heart. May this thought remind you to listen deeply to the wisdom of your body, the lessons of your years, and the gentle guidance of your heart.